Did the end of the road 4-miler today. Finished first overall in 25:47:88, which was like a 6:13 pace. My splits were 6:15, 6:20, 6:15, 6:13. I only did the 4-miler today. They have a half marathon as well today on Sunday. They also have like a half marathon on Saturday as well, but they keep them separate for awards and stuff like that, because it's, you know, 2 different days, 2 different race fields, so you really couldn't combine them. Plus it'd be a pain in the ass logistically. But anyway, I did the 4-miler today. Kind of chilly this morning. It was kind of hit and miss weather-wise. A little shady and windy this morning. It sprinkled here and there. Sprinkling like a couple miles out from the race. It takes like an hour and 40 minutes for me to get there. It's on the abandoned turnpike on even Waterfall, PA. There's 2 tunnels, which is like the draw. Since it's like an old abandoned turnpike, they actually had 2 tunnels for the half marathon. The 4-miler obviously only does the one. I think it's about a mile into the race, and it's about a mile long. Or maybe it's 6/10 into the race, and it's a little over a mile long, because once you pop out on the other side of the tunnel, you only have like maybe 50 yards or something like that, 30 yards before you do the turnaround. And there's a water station there for the 4-miler, but the half keeps going for a couple more miles, and they hit another tunnel, but that one's a little bit shorter. I would say that's maybe a half mile or something like that. So if you do the half, you go through tunnels 4 times. If you just do the 4-miler, you just go through a tunnel twice, but you do the full tunnel, which is nice. Something different. You have to wear a headlamp because it is dark inside. There's really no potholes or trip hazards inside the tunnel itself, unless somebody threw a beer can or something the night before, because they do a pretty good job clearing it and checking it. There's a couple little drip spots from the ceiling, but nothing you have to worry about. Maybe a couple of drains that the grates are gone, so you definitely need a headlamp to be able to see, but it's not a big deal. It's a really good organized race. I've done this maybe at least 4 times, maybe 5, like the end of the road series. I'll get to that in another recap, but I just want to concentrate on this year's 4-miler. The reason why I did the 4 instead of the half is because I wanted to do the trifecta. I'm the only person to have won the full, the half, and the 4-miler now. Only one other person's actually eligible, because they only did the full 2 years, but he never came back yet. And I want to, you know, be the first and be able to say I'm probably going to be the only one to be able to accomplish that. So cheers to me. Woo! Anyway, so that's why I did the 4-miler today. I actually didn't even sign up till probably 5 or 6 o'clock last night. Registration was still open, and I was hee-hawing around. Just how I've been feeling. Definitely glad I came to get that accomplishment done. It's basically I don't want to say it's a smooth course. There is a lot of asphalt and stuff, but over the years, since it's been abandoned for so many years, it is a little rough in spots. You do have to watch your footing outside the tunnels. Not so much in the 4, but I know like previous years in the half, you really have to pay attention, because you don't want to hit a pothole or any, you know, little divot or something just from the ground pushing up. So you do have to be vigilant a little bit, and it's not like necessarily a flat course either. You might think it is, but it's really not. But the 4-milers has about 100 feet gain and descent, basically going uphill on the way out and downhill on the way back. there usually is a bunch of penises and vulgar stuff inside the tunnel. I really didn't pay attention this year as I have in previous years, but because I know they're there. Plus, it was a little bit warmer than previous years. I didn't tell too many people about the goal because I really wasn't sure I was going to do this race until like last night, and then even a couple of days before I was kind of like, it'd be kind of interesting to be able to say I won all three. So I'm not going to lie and say it was a long-term goal, like months out, years out. I never had any intention of, winning all three, because the 4 miler actually only came about like 2 years ago, maybe 3. But felt all right this morning, body-wise. Mentally, I felt really good and excited to come. Even last night, I was really excited just laying in bed about chasing this achievement down. I was getting pumped a little bit on the way to the race, I'm not gonna lie. It's probably about the pumped I've been, I don't even know how long it's been since I've actually felt so excited to do a race. Energy's finally coming back. Yes, the 4 mile and a half starts at the same time, but our bibs were gray and the half was gold or orange or whatever. Yeah, I would say more orange than gold. So that's how you distinguish people in different races. And I was trying to look around at the start of the race, like, all right, who's who and who's doing what. I really only saw a couple gray 4 mile bibs up front, so I was kind of excited. I was like, whew. I was like, all right, so maybe I won't have to like bust my ass really, really hard and red line the whole time to get this achievement done. I mean, I don't mind it, but when you can save energy, you save energy. But you never know, because they did announce at the start, overall top 3 was by gun time, age group was by chip. So if you wanted to win, you had it like top 3, you had to be a top 3 finisher, and you couldn't just hide in the back like start 2-3 minutes later and then finish with ahead of the top 3. You actually had to be one of the top 3 for the overall. But I took off like a rocket out the gate, a little bit faster than I should have and wanted to. My pace didn't really show it, but I know I was in like the 5:30s to start early on. And then I realized I was being dumb. Obviously, I slowed down a little bit. If I had like a 6:15 first mile, it is a little deceiving because you do have to weave in and out a little bit on the asphalt so you don't trip or catch a lip of something. But I think I was out in front the whole time, even with the half marathoners. Like, even in that first 50 yards, I was just gone. Nobody ever came up beside me or was close to me behind. So I was excited, and I got more excited as the race went on. I did screw up a little bit. Cost me a few seconds entering the tunnel. Actually tried to turn my headlamp on, and here I had the headlamp upside down. I couldn't find the button. I was like, oh, what the hell's going on? So I actually had to take it off in mid-stride, turn it on, and then put it back on my head. So that did cost me a couple seconds, just jossying around a little bit. But I didn't really like break form too bad or for too long, so I just jumped back in and just took off again. I just concentrated when I was in the tunnel on my feet, just making sure I didn't trip on anything inside the tunnel. That's why I wasn't looking at the graffiti, all the penises and stuff like that. I was just trying to concentrate, like not doing something stupid, and it worked. And And I know at the turnaround I had like 30 seconds on the second place person, and then after that there was like a solid minute from like third, and that was just the whole field. Like I couldn't really differentiate who was who in that field, except I knew who second place was. That was Amy. I knew she was doing the 4 as well, but like anybody after that, I really had no idea which race they were doing. But either way, I saw that minute, I was like, all right, you definitely have a top 3, and as long as you do not do something stupid, you can take the top spot. So I just kept plugging along, pushing a little bit, not pushing to where I was going really hard, but not to that red line zone where I was going to blow up. And again, I felt like I was running a lot faster than my time actually says. I'd actually have to look at the results, because my pace might be a little bit under. That's I don't know. It should be about right, like that 6:15 area. But I just felt like I was running a lot faster than that today. So I was a little disappointed in that factor. But the tunnel will slow you down. It's just one of those mental things. You're just not going to run as fast inside a tunnel like that. I don't know what the reasoning is, if it's like a confidence thing or just like a perception thing, because I'm trying to think of how to explain it. You're trying to be more aware of your surroundings, I guess, like, so you're not, I guess, I don't want to say focusing on your speed, but it's hard to explain. Like, when you're in the tunnel, you run slower because you're trying to be aware of your surroundings, not trip. So you run a little bit slower, if that makes sense. But when I came out of the tunnel, I still saw I had, after the turnaround, heading back, still I had like the 30-second lead still. And I was just getting really happy and excited about that, a little confident. But I did look back a bunch just in case Amy or anybody else was catching up. Because again, I was looking at my watch and I was doing like low 6s, and I was like, all right, somebody's gonna be able to catch me if I don't pick it up. But I think just from like weaving around on the asphalt a little bit, trying not to hit a pothole or lip, that's where my speed dropped today. Like, even though I felt like I was running into the 5s, having to weave a little bit and around like potholes or lips, I think that's where it went from like under 5 to that like 6:15 range. But whatever. I did get a little bit tired towards the end of that last half mile. I actually rolled up my sleeves because I was wearing a long sleeve shirt. I think midway through the tunnel, the first time, I took my gloves off. I was getting a little overheated. Definitely a little bit overheated, but I was wearing a neck gaiter because it was cold this morning at the start. But I didn't want to piss with that at all, so I just left that on. Even though it was making me a little bit hotter than I wanted to be. But either way, took home first. Glad I went today. Really excited about it. I'm actually going to do another recap about like all 3. Just a rough thing, but I don't know. They had a little for the medals. I wish I could show you real quick. You maybe see it in the picture. It's like a road sign, like a road close sign. It even has like the tripod on the bottom. You could even stand it alone on a shelf if you wanted to, and take like the neck ribbon off. So it's really cool. And then for winning, we get these like big metal plaques, like road sign type deals. Like age group gets them too, so they're real nice. A lot of nice food afterwards. just a good atmosphere and good race in general. It keeps growing participant-wise each year. So, get a chance, check it out. Like, the swag itself is awesome. Like the hoodies, the t-shirts, the beanies that they offer. You might have to buy like a hoodie or a beanie now, but either way, the designs are always awesome. The medals are always awesome, like the finisher's medal, because you get it's a finisher's medal, and then like the overall and the age group awards are always awesome. Just a really good experience, and they actually, Trivium Racing really knows what they're doing when it comes to providing a good race experience. And then the tunnels itself, I tell people, if you got to at least try the half marathon once. It's just one of those experiences, like as a runner, that you just have to go and experience to understand how cool it is, and just run on that abandoned turnpike. So I always recommend trying the half marathon if you're able to. The full miler is awesome, don't get me wrong, but like I always try to nudge people in getting that full experience of like both tunnels and just running on that for a little longer period if they're able to. But other than that, that's my quick-ish race recap for that. So yeah, mission accomplished today, even though it was a goal that just came to fruition in the last couple of days. But hey, when you're the only person or first person to do something, it's always nice to hang your hat on that achievement. So, woo!